Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we are going to talk a little bit about the development of Armored Core 6 and how they originally wanted it to be open world, but there's an interesting reason why they went with not being open world. So as you can see, we're here on the Game Rant website, and Game Rant said this: From Software wanted to avoid Elden Ring comparisons with Armored Core 6. The developers from Software revealed they looked to avoid comparisons between Armored Core 6 and Elden Ring by excluding one particular element. That element was the open world. They were worried that having an open world Armored Core would make it seem a little bit too much like they were getting ready to make another Elden Ring or another Dark Souls game. Well, not Dark Souls, but another Elden Ring. And I think the reason for that isn't because they just want to be sure all the people who are arguing back and forth have clarity or anything. I think it's because transparency. See, it's about kind of having some sort of control over the people who are out there talking about the game before it comes out, who are getting everybody hyped up and telling them what they think the game is going to be like. Because a lot of people see a game come out and immediately start putting their own opinions out, and then a lot of times those opinions will end up kind of getting misconstrued into being, oh, that's what the game is going to be, so that's what I'm expecting. And they wanted to avoid the game coming out and then people expecting it to be another like a mech Elden Ring, and it's not. Which is a good idea, because if they were to just kind of let it go and let people say whatever they were going to say, which it was already looking like people were trying to compare the two, and they will continue to do so because they have their own points, even though the game has no torrent, has no fast travel, has no open world. Even though the old Souls games don't have open world, I understand that, and they don't have torrent either. But they do have like dodge roll, which Armored Core has never had a dodge roll. You can argue that quick dodge was like a sort of like that, but there's no there's no iframes in quick dodging, in quick boosting, I mean. And iframes are a pretty key thing for Souls games. Anyhow, I digress. So as you can see here, they were saying that Armored Core 6's launch is now only a few months away, with fans having a clear picture of what to expect. And unlike Elden Ring, this game will not utilize an open world, but is rather an evolution of the Armored Core franchise's mecha piloting gameplay. This includes driving through several areas and fighting various robots with a variety of weaponry, including melee and gun-like weapons, along with emphasizing movement. It also features a bigger focus on melee combat, which is featured in the release date trailer. According to the developers, however, the game could have been an open world like Elden Ring, but choose not to in order to avoid the comparisons. So yeah, they're not going to be open world. They're going to go ahead and stick with the mission-based like kind of series of missions that you'll select and then go through and do those. You can explore those areas, but those areas will be limited. They won't be big giant. Well, they'll be big areas, but they're not going to be like the entire world. It does say here they did come to the conclusion that making Armored Core into something that's centered on movement and exploration like former two games would be an ill fit, and it wasn't what the series was about. And that makes sense. It's not really about exploration. You can explore the smaller like areas that you'll be in. I say smaller, but they're not really going to be smaller. They're going to be, from what we understand, they are going to be rather large, and you can explore them. But you have to understand also, like, a lot of times you'll have a time limit in the mission, or you'll have some form of a time limit. Maybe there will be something that you have to protect that if you don't kill everything before that thing dies, then you lose. And whatever you did didn't count anyway. I'm thinking of a particular mission, and I think it was the second game. There's one of the energy blades you have to find like in this deep crevice on an ice level, and that required some exploration to find it. But it was literally on like a mission select screen style game where you selected the mission, went into that mission, and then after you made a certain amount of progress in the mission, you knew where to go, or you found this thing somehow, stumbled on it. This is not an easy thing to stumble on either. And you would pick that up and move on. Now, not every Armored Core game did that. There are a lot of Armored Core games that, like Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer, literally just made it so that as soon as you were done with the mission, if you hit certain numbers, you got all the stuff, but you didn't have to find anything. But it's not unheard of for Armored Core to do that, so... But it does look like they are kind of avoiding that this time again, so maybe we won't really have any sort of need to go exploring the maps too much to find stuff. But you know, some of us aren't going to be able to resist. I'm going to be going around looking at everything I can. I don't care. Give me a small little area to explore. I will look at every inch of it. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and come back for more. Bye.